Hi, everybody. This is Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and GeoCollaborate. It is Sunday, February 16th, 2025. This is a quick update for the All Hazards Consortium Sensitive Information Sharing Environment, where we share information across from public sector liaisons into the private sector and private sector organizations so we can see what's going on with the weather. And we have a lot going on today on this Sunday. I'm going to make this very quick and brief, but we have a strong cold front that's moving through the mid-Atlantic states, stretched all the way down, cutting across Florida right now. There's been a lot of damage and tremendous flooding that we talked about on Friday happening yesterday around Kentucky and parts of northeastern Arkansas, southeastern Missouri. That indeed did happen. Life-threatening floods so far. Unfortunately, 8 people have passed away because of the severe weather. Lots of damage from Alabama and Mississippi all the way up through Tennessee and Kentucky and West Virginia. This is the latest GOES satellite loop, and I'll point some things out here. This is the actual cold front that's about to come through. Winds have been reported of 50 miles per hour. There are high wind warnings throughout much of the mid-Atlantic, so we expect interruptions in power. Hopefully it won't last long, but all of the crews are ready to respond with this system. And we also have now snow breaking out throughout Ohio and Indiana. I'll show you that on the radar data and in GeoCollaborate as well. I'll take this satellite image full screen so you can see what's going on. Look at that strong cyclone rotating northeast of the Canadian Maritimes here, south of Greenland. This system is going to really be wrapping up as well as it moves across New York and across Maine with very strong winds, excessive winds, storm warnings issued for parts of the Chesapeake Bay with these strong winds coming in. Let me show you what it looks like from the standpoint of the mesoscale sector imagery cutting across Maryland here. Here's the Chesapeake Bay. Here is Maryland. I can change the borders here to black. So you can see what it looks like, and they'll stand out a little bit more. There is Western Maryland right here, and this is an area of very strong storms headed into Frederick County and on up into southern Pennsylvania. I'll show you that on the radar data as well. This is what it looks like in real time here at 2:58 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. This is very strong, damaging winds headed to southern Pennsylvania, York County into Lancaster County over the next 45 minutes to an hour or so. Some of the winds here have been measured close to 60 miles per hour as these cells move through. This is the actual cold front that's going to be moving through this area, and winds are going to be picking up dramatically throughout the afternoon into this evening. There are some bright spots, and that's working to destabilize the atmosphere a little bit as well. But blizzard warnings in Garrett County, Maryland, stretching down into the mountains of West Virginia, where temperatures are now plummeting, and this snow is going to be moving in there. Currently, it looks like it's still raining in parts of Garrett County, but that's going to switch over very, very quickly. Let me show you some of the data that's coming out of the National Weather Service live right now. This is a combination of how much rain fell yesterday, and you can see these areas across Kentucky and southwestern Ohio into central Ohio. This is 4 to 5 inches of rain, some areas 6 inches of rain that caused tremendous amounts of flooding. You can see this extends now into southern Tennessee with this low pressure that wrapped up yesterday and moved through the area. There were plenty of flash flood emergencies also in southwestern Virginia, where there's a lot of damage from that flooding that's been going on. Again, so far, the death toll has risen to 8 people impacted by this storm. What are these numbers on this map here? These numbers are wind gusts in the last 15 minutes. 54 miles per hour just east of Harrisonburg in Virginia, out by Dulles Airport, 53 miles per hour. So these winds are moving into the metropolitan area and will likely cause some power outages. These winds are going to be quite excessive all the way up into Pennsylvania. They haven't really gusted yet into eastern Pennsylvania yet, but you can see west of State College, 40 mile per hour wind gusts. they are going to continue as high wind warnings continue as well. I'm going to turn over to GeoCollaborate here and show you how much of the country is under Weather Service advisories. Weather Service has 122 forecast offices that are really focusing in on what's going on around the country in those local areas. That's why we need these forecast offices so desperately. You can see these are wind advisories and wind warnings throughout Pennsylvania, southern New York, into Maryland and eastern shore of Maryland and Delaware. Gale warnings and storm warnings in effect along the New Jersey and New York coastlines. Tremendous winds are going to be blowing through here, even high wind advisories here, wind advisories for 20 to 40 mile per hour winds. Winds could gust 60 miles per hour in the mid-Atlantic here. This is a winter weather advisory because snow is coming through Ohio right now and into western Pennsylvania. Blizzard warnings right here. These are winter storm warnings from the next system that's going to be developing over the next couple of days here, which is going to impact the mid-Atlantic states by Wednesday. I'll brief that during the day tomorrow. I just wanted to brief this severe weather situation that is breaking out on the East Coast. We've had tornadoes, we've had floods. These are all flood warnings on these rivers throughout Mississippi and western Tennessee. We have very strong winds that are going to be moving through. They will die down past midnight, probably by about 5 o'clock in the morning in the mid-Atlantic, and a little bit later up towards New England, where there are winter storm warnings in effect for snow that could total 8 to 12 inches of snow in some locations. So this was a quick update. I do want to show you the model forecast and what that looks like over the next several days. Let's take a look at that. I'm using here the European model. It seems to be to have this storm system really in line with the model forecast for this particular run. And I'm going to put this into motion. This was this morning. Around 15Z, so about 10 o'clock this morning, as that front the line ahead of the front, called the squall line, was creating lots of severe thunderstorm warnings and some scattered tornado warnings. Look at that line headed all the way down into the Gulf, and you can see the back end of this low. That's where the snow is developing now, and I'm going to take it on into this afternoon. This is about right now in the model data, and you can see that area of showers that I was showing on the radar data that is showing up on the model as well. That is going to move through within the next hour to 2 hours between Frederick, Maryland, going through there now, and the Baltimore, Washington, Richmond area. And when that front comes through, that's when we could have damaging winds. You can see the snow on the backside of this low pressure system as it really gets its act together. And look at that heavy snow throughout Maine, northern New Hampshire, Vermont, western central New York, and down into western Pennsylvania, where the mountains will enhance the snowfall, creating snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour as those winds hit the mountains. Blizzard warnings in effect. That means visibilities below a half a mile, winds gusting over 35 miles per hour for a sustained 3-hour period with snow. It may be snow falling. It will be snow falling, but it could also be blowing around the ground as well. So as this system gets its gets it out of here off the coast of Maine by tomorrow morning, look at these isobars. This means very windy conditions continuing into the early hours of the morning throughout the mid-Atlantic states. Meanwhile, the next system is going to be developing and moving from Colorado down into northern panhandle of Texas. And then we're going to see a breakout of snow and rain in the mid-Atlantic. That's why there's a winter storm watch in effect in central and southern Missouri right now. Looks like heavy snow will be breaking out during the day on Tuesday, and then on into Wednesday morning, we'll have some sort of coastal system that's getting ready to impact the East Coast. It could be a major storm system. It could be one that scoots just to the south of the Baltimore, Washington area, giving just a couple of inches of snow. However, if the European model is correct, we could be in for some serious snow from southeast Virginia on into central and southeastern Maryland, and also the state of Delaware as this low pressure system really wraps up with strong thunderstorms just off the coast. We'll be detailing this more during the briefing tomorrow. Wanted to just provide this to the All Hazards Consortium now. We have a high impact event coming through the East Coast with that strong cold front and strong low pressure system with a whole bevy of warnings and watches that are in effect throughout the United States, the eastern third of the United States, because of this low pressure. So I'm Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and GeoCollaborate. I'll be back tomorrow with another update. In the meantime, please stay safe, watch out for yourself, and please watch out for your neighbors. It's very windy outside. If you have elderly neighbors, please check on them. Power may be going on and off, and they may be a little bit scared. They do appreciate your concern. Thanks so much. Have a good rest of the day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.